I love your dress, by the way. You're welcome. Oh, you fly. You already know you fly. I can see how you step. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we about to announce the honorees. Please have crowd participation. Clap, you know. Scream for them if you love them, if you like them. That's what I'm talking about. We need that energy.
Your meals up here.
Okay. So first, we're going to start off with one organization, and that will be God and Light Chapter 148, Order of the Eastern Star. I would like you to come to the front. Give it up for them, give it up for them, give it up for them. That's what I'm talking about.
We want to thank you for supporting the House of Mary, and we really appreciate you.
Woo! Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Y'all give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause.
Next, we have Friendly Cleaners.
Woo! Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Friendly Cleaners, they give the women jobs when they come to the House of Mary, and they are really supportive of us. And we
love that, love that, love that. That's amazing, that's amazing. Y'all give them a round of applause, give them a round of applause.
Our next honoree is Phi Beta Sigma Incorporated with Nu Gamma Sigma.
Yes, sir. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Hey, the man look good in that blue, right?
We're in the middle, guys.
Yo, I was looking over there. I'm sorry.
Give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause. Next up.
Next, we have My Brother's Keeper. They really have a lot of resources for the ladies. We have Pete coming up to represent My Brother's Keeper.
Give it up, Brother's Keeper.
They help the ladies with a lot of resources. They take them to their appointments. They take them, they will pick them up.
Love that, love that.
They help them with, what is it, computer programming. They give them laptops if they need them.
Give it up for Brother's Keeper. Give it up for Brother's Keeper. Our Brother's Keeper. That's what I'm talking about.
Next, we have men, women, and children coming together in Christ. And Miss Tan is representing.
Y'all give it up for her. Give it up for her.
She is amazing. She helps the women with clothing. I have clothes. I get a lot of clothing donations, and what I have left over, I take to Miss Tan. She has clothes for men, women, children.
I love that. I love that. Say cheese. Yes, yes, yes. Y'all give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause.
And next we have Serving Purpose. every Sunday, every fourth Sunday, they bring a full cooked meal for the women.
Oh, that's love. That's love. Y'all give it up for it. Give it up
For
for
the
it.
past year.
Them good meals going in your stomachs. Good meals. Take this picture real quick. 1, 2, 3. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Round of applause.
It is with great honor and joy that I introduce to some and present to others our guest speaker for this evening. I've known our guest speaker since we were 13, 14 years of age, and she's always been taller than me. That's my thing. But I will say that she served gallantly as the mayor of this city, of East St. Louis. And she's been a mother, she's been a wife, she's been a friend, she's been a sister, she's been everything to everybody that she could be. She is my friend, and I am so very pleased that I can call her my friend. At this time, I bring to the stage Dr. Debra and Powell Childress.
Woo! Give it up, y'all. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Excellent, excellent.
Get over it.
Can I have a hug too?
Now,
Get a hug? I feel special.
It's such an honor. And Daryl is right. We've loved each other since we were teenagers, and we've just been together. He and many of our classmates from the class of 1981, Lincoln Senior High, we're still together, loving each other, and I just appreciate the offer. And Natasha, thank you so very much for the opportunity. I want to thank my childhood friend. She's been my friend since I've been 12 years old, and Minister Ned Jett. I appreciate her coming with me. Let me apologize to you all first, because when the Lord uses me, I come with the truth. I don't come to entertain. I was sharing with Annette, I said, you know, I've never been invited back twice to speak. I wonder why. But this is a good time as we celebrate Juneteenth, as we celebrate the emancipation of the slaves, even if it was 2 years later, for many of them. We talk about the shackles that we were freed from, and those were visible shackles. But don't you know that there are some invisible shackles on each and every one of us in this room right now?
Say that. Say that.
And it's so apropos that we're here celebrating the first annual celebration for the House of Mary. And if you all can recall, and I read in the program many words about what Mary stood for, be it from the biblical times or from a matriarch of a family. But I want you all to think just for a moment that Mary was used as the first person to go and talk about the risen Christ. And so what I want you all to know is today, I hope that I give you some nuggets that will make you rise as a person. Because the truth of the matter is, when we talk about the women that are in the house of Mary, we know how society has just cast them out. We know how they've been pressed down and just put aside. And those honorees, I honor you back today, because the work that you are doing is amazing. But we're going to have to do more. And those women, and some of us in this room, including me, you do know when the Lord speaks, he speaks to you too. So I ain't just talking about you all, I'm talking about myself too. We have to do more. If you are under the sound of my voice, and you've been satisfied with what you see around that's happening in this world, you have a shackle on your mind that you need to break. If you don't put forth an effort to get up to make a difference when you see an ill or a wrong that's happening around you, that is a shackle of your mind, and you need to be emancipated. When you have somebody that you have aught against and you don't go and make it right, don't you know that you have a shackle on your mind? We have a judicial responsibility to make life better. May the work that I've done speak for me. What is your life speaking to the world? Far too often are we so selfish with our thinking and the fact that me and mine, we're doing good. It shouldn't be enough that you're the only one doing well. Our world around us is falling apart. And I declare that the Lord said things will not get better until we, those of us who are called by his name, and we will humble ourselves. Hallelujah. Bless the name of the Lord. You have to understand and recognize what your purpose is in life. What are you doing with your life? When God calls you home, will you be able to say, may the work that I've done speak for me? And then will you be proud of what it's saying? I remember when I was mayor, I was over at the Army Reserve place where they were having people coming in, and I told them, I said, I'm so grateful for your service. It was during the 9/11 times and all of that. And the celebrations were going on. And I said to them, but don't you know that when the elevation of the different levels of the threat are called upon by the nation, we get up in arms? Don't you know that there are people, there are groups in our society who live a 9/11 life every day? Our children are just tossed and torn, just thrown away. And then, and I said to them over there, if you really want to effectuate change in this United States, in this world, you're going to have to start with the educational system. You're going to have to teach little brown girls and little brown boys and little black girls and little black boys who they really are, that they hail from kings and queens. That you have to begin to teach them from birth on up. And then you have to force America to tell the true history of America. America wasn't built by white people. America was built by all nations of people, all colors. And so why don't we tell the truth? That's why we're so divided, because we don't know from whence we've come, because they're telling their story about what is happening, and you know better as you sit there and you sit quietly and you watch the women from the house of Mary walk by you. Then you have nerve enough to look down on them or try not to see them. They need you to see them because they are a representation of what society has done to them. And if you look at a majority of those women, it's because they were standing up for their families. They were trying to feed their children. And then they just weren't given opportunities that we need to begin to make for our children.
Amen. Amen.
We need to look at ourselves. And we need to ask ourselves, where do we fit in with the concept of the house of Mary? It may not be helping previously incarcerated women. It might just be helping a child get some clothes. It may be just a battered woman who's been beaten while you just close your windows and close your doors and you act as if it's not happening. When you see that kid walking and you know something is wrong. You know there are children raising children, but you sit right there and you don't call DFS. You don't call anybody. You just act as if it's not happening. Well, let me explain this to you all. It's happening. That world out there is falling apart. And I submit to you today, what is your role? What has God given you? What talent has he given you that you have not placed on the life mat? What piece of the puzzle has he given you that you're just hoarding and holding in to yourself? And then you walk around here like you have it all. Most of us in this room, we don't look like what we've been through, but we've been through a lot in this world. We've been through a lot. And then you sit up in here, some of us, as if it's not taking place. It is. So when you walk out that door today, ask yourself, what contribution am I going to make to places like the house of Mary? Am I going to grow as a person to really do what God has called me to do? Am I going to go and really be my brother's keeper? Am I really going to go and serve people? Or am I just going to go back to my little luxurious life and then act as if I don't see what's going on in the world? It's crumbling around us. And I submit this to you. If you don't get old, that means you died young. And if you get old, these very people that you are ignoring, these very children that you're not educating, giving an opportunity, these very gangbangers that you're acting as if they don't exist, these very drug dealers that are doing what they need to do to feed their families because society has not made a provision for all of us, and I'm standing here as an African-American woman telling you, they did not. You're talking about a reparation. How about a restoration of your mind? We're going to have to do better. That's who's going to have to take care of us when we get old. Are they going to be intelligent? Or are they going to be capable? Or are they going to just be a thug? Or are they going to do anything? Or are we going to show them love? Or are we going to show them compassion? Or are we going to grow within ourselves so that then because you cannot help someone else if you're not whole. And I think it's so wonderful that the House of Mary deals with the mental capacity of people. Don't you know the shackles on our lives and on what we do is because as a man thinketh, hallelujah, so is he. And you have to feed life into people. You have to speak life into people. So what message are you speaking to people? What message are you giving yourself? We will not get better until we get better as individuals. And then we come together for a common cause. I hope that I have said something that will compel you to live a different kind of life. A more giving kind of life. A more wise kind of life. Looking at the world for what it is. And finding your place. Don't you know that you were created with a place with a purpose? But many of us, we don't even know what our purpose is. One of mine is to run my big mouth and tell the truth and not get invited back to speak, but I do it. That's my humor. Please have me back. No, I'm teasing. But seriously, we all need to learn our purpose in life. And we need to cultivate that talent and that purpose that God has given us. And we have to be humble enough to say, I can't do this alone. I need help, and bring somebody along with us. And then when we get ourselves together, we need to go and look in those nooks and crannies and find out where the needs are based on the talents that God has given us. And we need to give back so that somebody else can grow, somebody else can learn, somebody else can be set free, and somebody else can rise. Thank you all so very much.
She is my friend. She is my sister forever.
Say that part again, forever.
Forever, ever, 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 ever. In grateful appreciation, presented by the House of Mary to our keynote speaker, Dr. Debra Ann Powell Childers, on June 17, 2023, in the midst of all the prayer warriors, all the wonderful people, all the family, all the friends, all the people who could have been watching Merry Melodies and Looney Tunes tonight, but you showed up here. We thank you, we love you, and we honor you. To you now and always, my friend, my sister, Dr. Debra Ann Powell. Sure.
I love that. Give her another round of applause, everybody. I felt that.
So this next young lady, Megan Flynn, she is one of the House of Mary's greatest success stories. She had a plan when she got out, and she executed that plan. And I'm gonna let her share a little bit of her story.
Hello, my name is Megan. 5.5 months ago, I was sitting in prison, waiting to get out. I come from a background where mom wasn't really involved, dad wasn't really there. I grew up really fast. I for my age. I did really good, and I went down the road of drugs since I was 17 years old. I'm now 39. I struggled with it, went to rehabs after rehabs after rehabs. I went to prison. I went to jail. I went to jail over 20 times in 22 years. Went over to jail 20, yeah, a lot of times. I had 2 wonderful, amazing children, and quite honestly, drugs took over my life. I let everything go. My whole future, like, I just watched it dwindle away in front of me every time I would get high. Someone finally sat me down, jail finally sat me down, and then they told me I was going to prison. Well, I went to prison with nothing, nobody around. Your friends that think that you're friends, they're not your friends, they're not there for you. I was in there by myself and did it by myself. I have now, and I'm from not from this area, sorry. I am from Peoria, Illinois, Pekin, Illinois is where I'm from. And a week before I was getting ready to release, they told me that I was going to go into Bloomington, Illinois, into a sober living home. The night before I was leaving, which I got out January 20th, the night before I was leaving, they said, nope, you're going to East St. Louis, into the House of Mary. I cried, I freaked out, no family, I don't have nobody down here, I'm freaking out. And I made a phone call to my now husband, and he's like, you are getting sent there for a reason. You're getting sent there because there's a reason why. I took an Amtrak all the way from Springfield, I believe it was Springfield, to the House of Mary. Got lost, was in St. Louis, crying to the lady, telling her I didn't know how to get to where I was supposed to go. All I had was an address. Didn't know. I walk into the House of Mary, finally I get there, off a bus, never been on a Metrolink, never been on a bus before in my life. Walk into the House of Mary, and there's Natasha. Natasha was amazingly comforting. I walked in there with my box from prison that had a notebook, some pictures, that's it. And she's like, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna do great, you're gonna do fine. Well, while I was in prison, I made that choice that God sat me there for a reason. God sat me there to open up my eyes to realize that my purpose in life was not to be on drugs. My purpose in life was not to be with my kids. My purpose in life was to be a mom, to be married, to be happy, and to do everything that I wanted to do in life, which my ultimate goal is in 5 years to have a house just like the House of Mary. I want to have my own sober living home. Walking in there, I met amazing people. Miss Natasha helped me with everything. She made sure I got my ID. She made sure I got to all my appointments. I had to do drug counseling, substance abuse classes. They graduated me early because I was very successful at it. I am now a month and I'm actually 10 months and 9 days clean, completely. I don't ever look back, ever. I'm actually honored to be here with my 2 children that have got to come stay with me. I'm now married to the love of my life. I have a full-time job. I work at an appliance store. I have a full-time job. We have our own place. I have my own vehicle. I have my driver's license now. I have so many hopes and dreams for not only myself, but for my family. The struggle was real, but the House of Mary took me in and they comforted me and they made me feel loved. They gave me that structure I needed. I had a job within, it was like a week and a half of being out of prison. Not had a job in 10 years, a real paying job in 10 years. I went into my job, I started out as cleaning dirty appliances. And now I work in the office, now I order appliances for this company. I have succeeded in everything I've done. And like I said, Miss Natasha also helped me sign up for my financial aid so I could become a substance abuse counselor because I want to have my own House of Mary. I want to have my own house to help people either incarcerated or off the streets. I want to do that myself. It's something I think that's my calling. And being down here, it's very well needed. Down here, because I see it every day. It's sad to me, but then also I think about it and I see girls that are struggling with it as well every day. And all I could tell them and all the advice I give everybody, like that I see struggle, is that I did it. I didn't think I had a chance in the world I had nothing. My mom passed. My dad was never in the picture. You know, my children were gone. I mean, I didn't see my children for a long time. They were gone. And now I have it all. I mean, I'm on top of the world, and I still keep going. I always loved being there. Like you said, Miss Nikki also gave me so much structure. Miss Natasha gave me so much structure. I was comfortable there. I was secure there. So I knew I could wake up every day. And I took a bus to the Metrolink in East St. Louis, Metrolink to Fairview Heights, got on a different train, then went to Swansea, got off on that spot, and still walked a mile to work every day, rain or shine, Monday through Saturday, and I still do that. Well, I don't do that anymore, I drive now. But I did it every day for 2 months straight until I was able to get my license, and now she calls me a success story, and I am so very thankful to Miss Natasha and Daryl for helping her, and Miss Nikki, and all the ladies that would bring us food, Miss Tam, because I went to her house several times, got me big bags of clothes, because I had nothing at all. Hygiene items, OBK gave us hygiene items. They always helped us with, I remember going in there, they gave us classes on how to go forward. And because when I first got out, I was scared because I was out of prison. The state knows me as a number. That's all they know me as. They don't know me as my story. They don't know me as my past. I was always scared, but now I'm actually a human being. I'm a member of society just like everyone else. I pay bills. I wake up every morning and go to work. So sober and happy, and now I could be a citizen of this great community, and hopefully one day I'm helping just as much as they help. And I still try to give encouraging words to all the girls I see. I still have contact with the House of Mary. She still helps me to this day, and I still talk to a lot of the girls there. I've gotten a couple other girls jobs where I work. I've even made sure they make it to work. I show them the routes to how to get to work because I know they have an hour commute getting there. But I tell every single one of them, if you want it, you can get it. Follow your dreams and just keep on going for it. And I just want to say thank you, Miss Natasha, for everything you've done for me. You have really helped me succeed and brought me closer to my family and everything. And I thank my husband and my 2 children that are sitting over there. They know they're so proud of me because 10 years ago, we never thought I would have been here. So, I thank you. Thank you, guys.
I want Megan's family to come take a picture with her. But let me tell y'all about how I came about reconditioned appliances. So I was rehabbing my house in the back, and I needed appliances. So I went there, I was talking to the owner, and he gave me a discount on my on the appliances, and I told him about the House of Mary, and he was like, bring a couple of the ladies here. And Megan was one of them. She was the only one because the other one didn't want to come. And from that day on, they love Megan. She worked, like she said, she worked hard.
I worked very hard.
Every
Some
day
days I'd work
she
70 hours a week.
Yeah, she was there
I would
every
stay
day.
after, and I really did. And I still do that now. Like, they've really helped me. Reconditioned appliances have absolutely helped me so much, like futuring my future and everything. So,
I just want to say I'm proud of you. And Justin, she talks about you every day, her kids, every day. When I say every day, every day. You all can come and take a picture with us also.
right there.
It ain't over there.
Round of applause. Give them a round of applause, y'all. Another beautiful story. Beautiful story.
Next, we have the Black Women in Leadership Award. Sorry, I had to do the Fantasia and come off the heels. We're standing too long. First, we have Adrian Bland, my soror. Should I say Dr. Bland? Sorry.
Let's say put some respect on
Sorry.
it. I still clap for you while you walking. You need some water over there, man?
Well, God is good all the time. Just listening to her share her story as a leader in a school district, there are so many times that we try to intervene and create the opportunities for our students so that they have hope. Because when I heard her speak, I heard, man, what did we do in the school system that this young lady did not leave us filled with hope and belief that she could do anything. So as a school leader, that is our work. And I ask each and every one of you, every day I look at the news and I see our young people making poor choices, car theft, and I think to myself, what misstep did we make as a school system? What did we do wrong that this child, because there's a why behind every child who goes to college, there's a why behind every child who goes off to a university or the military, and there's also a why for every child who makes a poor decision, decides to rob a house, shoot at somebody. There's a why, and we as adults have to own that and think about what it is that we need to do differently, because our young people need us more now than they've ever needed us. So I ask each and every one of us in this room today, when we see a child making a poor decision, a lot of times we walk away and turn away because we say, those kids today are crazy. I'm not saying anything to them. We got to step up, get in their face, and let them know, I believe in you. There is opportunity out there for you, because believe it or not, they are calling for us to give them direction. She talked about structure. Our young people today need more structure than you can ever imagine. The more they resist, they really inside are saying to us, please believe in us and give us the guidance that we absolutely need. So I just want to say thank you to Natasha for giving me this honor. I love what I do working with young people every day, and you fueled me and you validated the work. So I just want to thank you. You will continue to be in my prayers, and know that you have a village around you. And if you have not joined a village for young people, I plead with you today to find your purpose in a young person out there, because they're calling for us to give them all the love. And it's exhausting, y'all. I go home, my family said to me sometimes, are you Dr. Bland or you mom? And I'm probably Dr. Bland more than I need to be. But I know that there are kids out there that need us. And I pray and ask that each of you find a young person and love on them until you are absolutely exhausted. So again, thank you so much for this honor, and I appreciate it.
So, I have another classmate to introduce. Dr. Warletta Johnson Brookins. She, like Dr. Debra and Powell Childress, is extraordinary. The thing about those two, they got the essence of academia earlier. I got it later in life. But I got it. I'm just saying. So I introduced her some, and present to others my friend, Dr. Walter Johnson Debra.
Good evening. It is truly an honor to be here. When I spoke with Daryl, maybe a couple years or maybe a year or so ago, he mentioned the House of Mary and the work they were doing. And he talked about wanting to connect me and Natasha, and we've been connected and working together and doing. And I'm the founder of a private high school in Fairview Heights. And we work closely with them. We do programming not just for youth who may have been unsuccessful in the regular academic environment. Is that me?
You're all right.
But we also have an accelerated program for adults. And so when we have women coming out of the House of Mary who need that, that is an avenue that we can work together on and provide that for them. But I want to say this. When we talk about leadership, leadership can be a scary thing. When we talk about leadership and we step out there on faith, sometimes you're leading. You know you have a charge. You're working, you're doing it. But then you look back and who's following you? Who's behind you? Then the next thing you know, you're all alone. Anything could be said. Anybody could end up in the House of Mary. We don't know each other's stories. See, you probably don't know that I battled for 40 years, almost 40 years, against false accusations that were brought against me. People tried to convince me, oh, just take a deal with them. I said, but my God told me discharge and vindication. You see, I've done nothing wrong. All I tried to do was be a good leader and following the steps that had been ordered by the Lord. And when you do that, sometimes the enemy gets busy. He gets busy and he's going to throw anything at you. So I want you to know, you got to walk by faith and not by sight. Amen. You got to keep moving forward. And when you're leading, know, especially when it gets rough, you may find yourself all alone. But know that God's going to send those people who are critical for your success to use the talents, resources, and abilities. So I thank the House of Mary for this honor, this leadership award, because leadership matters. We have to be willing to make a decision that is right, even when others decide that they don't like it. Politics are real. And if we are going to play the game, I challenge you to win. Know the game that's being played and win it. You have to become like the Matrix. You have to bob and weave and dodge the bullets. So keep that in mind. It matters. Leadership matters. I challenge you, be a good leader and don't be afraid. Know that it's bigger than us. Because if there are things that we could do ourselves, what would we need a God for? So we have to know when God is telling us to do something, he's going to make it happen. And we got to know that we know that we know and listen to and believe him regardless to what the noisy neighbors say. And continue to keep each other lifted up and to make a difference, because leadership really does matter. And we can make a difference if we all stand the course and do what we are charged to do. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Just do it.
On behalf of the House of Mary, the co-founders, and everyone in this room, we present the House of Mary Black Women in Leadership Award to Dr. Walter Brookings on this day of June 17, 2023.
Got your body.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. We're getting close to the end, y'all. We're getting close to the end. So
Y'all got some more to be?
several appreciation awards that I want to give those who has helped me throughout this process. So I don't think Chelsea is here. Chelsea Walker Patterson. I don't think she's here. Chelsea and Robin Nichols. They helped me on our opening day. We were up till midnight putting together desks, chairs, Robin, just getting everything together, hanging pictures, just putting up the decor. And we're gonna kind of go a little bit faster. So, and then we have Nicole Patterson, my aunt. I've had a couple of businesses, and she is always there. I've owned a restaurant, a soul food restaurant, and she is always there. She has my back, and she is also at the House of Mary. She gets the ladies in order, I'll say that. She don't play. She does not play. And so one other thing we're gonna present her with is paying off her last credits for this month.
Woo! That's love, that's love.
And we have Jamal Berry. Let me tell you something, he brings bags and bags and bags of donated clothes. Bags. When I say bags and bags of clothes, I keep some and then they go to Miss Tan. Because I don't have room, but bags and bags of clothes. Come on,
Come on up, man. Come on up, man.
And so the next group of ladies, we had game night at the House of Mary, and a few of the ladies enjoyed themselves. So of course I gotta recognize my other sorors. Yes. MJ Franklin, come on up, and she also donated to the House of Mary, which we love. Marceline Love.
Okay, Morris. Come on up, come on
Sandra
up.
Gray. I know Kaya's not here. Linda Wallace.
Woo! Clap it up for him.
Thank you all. I know everybody's not here. Kaya is not here. F. Dana. Miss Dana.
Dana. Come on up, beautiful.
Candace was also there, but she's not here today. And we have Miss Lucky.
Lucky. Hey, Lucky.
Also, we have those who donated to the silent auction. So Snatch Body, she does like lymphatic massages, what else? And she's not here, but we are also just showing our appreciation for donating to our silent auction. So any massages that she does, for the women, I'll say that, the lymphatic rolls, and she does it all. So you want to get snatched, just go to Snatch Body. I'll just say that.
Shout out Snatch Body.
Max Essentials, she does body scrubs, oils. And then we have VIP Wines, which is Pratt Tony Ford. He is at another event also. And we have NYE Travel. She is donating 2 travel vouchers, well, hotel vouchers. And then we have Brass and Beautiful, a part of my hair care line that I also put on there.
You better say it. You better say it.
And so we just wanted to thank you all for everything, for your dedication to the House of Mary.
You all
I was
appreciate
surprised,
it.
huh?
You all appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Brad, we gotta do a step show.
All right, squeeze the inside right here. Yeah, just give it a little hold. All right, here we go. Hold on. Okay, that's good. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3.
That was beautiful, everybody. That was beautiful.
Now, here is the portion of the program where you get to hear who the founders of House of Mary are and the wonderful staff of beautiful people that are connected to it. You know, this is a wonderful opportunity for me as a person who lives in Texas. So listen, I've been trying to live in Texas for decades. My recruiter lied to me, told me there was no ships there. He sent me to California, which was cool, but I'm just saying, I wanted to come to Texas because I'm a Cowboys fan. If I hear your rhetoric, I'm gonna ask you to... And you got on blue?
That ain't for the Cowboys.
My name is Daryl Hartley. Throughout the world, I'm either known as Chaplain Daryl Hartley, Chaplain Dr. Daryl Hartley, Bishop Daryl Hartley, or Darrell, or Daryl. You know how y'all say it back here. My name is Daryl. Say it with me now. Connecticut. Daryl. So, since the cashew gallery is fired up right now, this endeavor for the House of Mary was certainly a labor of love. It took Natasha and I 4+ years to come to a conclusion of what the name was going to be, where it was going to be. There was other things along the way. You know, my sister and I wanted to do some things. My sister lost her husband. She was mourning. We just had to launch this. And through trial and error, and love and care and compassion, the House of Mary is named after my Aunt Mary, Louise Patterson, Natasha Nicole's grandmother, Fred and Nikki's mother, and Jamal's grandmother. And whoever else at the table, I just saying, I got you. Take care of you. Hey, Mary in the house. My Aunt Mary. I'm going to say it, see, don't know. So, my Aunt Mary, who gave me this nickname, Rudy K. I don't want to hear this name outside this building tonight. I don't know where she came up with that name, but What I heard from archival information was wherever you saw her, you saw me. Wherever you saw Nikki, you saw me. And we were driving down 17th Street yesterday. My cousin Fred, Natasha, and Nicole's father, he said, he pointed to the house I used to live in. I said, I guess you had babysitting duty too. Everybody takes a turn in life with somebody. Somebody in this room kept you. Somebody outside the room kept you. And where you were motivated to go after that was entirely up to you. I tell the story of my high school counselor. She told me that I was too goofy, probably. And she also said that I wasn't college material. Who tells a child that? Well, look at your brother. It came later, but it came, right? Everybody in this room has the opportunity to have a house of merit or semblance thereof. Everybody in this room has an opportunity to get it right again. Because although you may fail, you may fall, you may get fractured, you know what you can do? You can get right back up, and not only get back up, get to the head of the line. You project yourself there. You don't worry about people say, think, and feel about you because it's not your business. It's their business. People gonna chirp on the sidelines about you either way. Because how many Monday morning quarterbacks do you know in your life? What you should have did, what you should have done, what you ought to done. And they don't have a pot to or window to. But Natasha's a licensed professional counselor. That is a protected term in every state in the union. I am a licensed chemical dependency counselor, which is a protected term throughout the states and globally. I have in my repertoire of alphabets the highest licensure in the state of Texas for the person who does addictions counseling. I'm not saying that to boast. I'm telling you, for a little boy from East St. Louis, Illinois, who went to Dunbar, who went to Hughes Gwynn, who went to Lincoln, and even though that building may look like that building, I remember some good times in Lincoln. Quick story. So there were bullies in all high schools, in junior highs and schools. Well, in Lincoln, there was a few bullies. You know, they were bigger than some people and such. They used to shake people down for lunch money and such. Well, you know what happened? A few of my friends and I, we stopped that. We lured them to the sweat room where you had to go make weight when you wrestle. We used to lure them there. And when we lured the bully to the sweat room, we did our artificial moves that we saw wrestling at the Chase and other things. And we made sure that those bullies never bothered anybody again. So we kept those bullies away from y'all women in this room. We kept those bullies away from doing this when they had you on the wall at your locker. That's kidnapping. We did all that stuff to make sure that you would be the gorgeous, beautiful, magnificent queens that you are. We also model for the kings in this room to let them know that when you model God, the community of believers will follow you. The community of believers also probably were victimized by being bullied and such. They never thought about having a business. They never thought about pursuing a professional career. They never thought about anything other than what their environment produced. Yes, we're from the boogie. But East St. Louis has been a whipping post